Welcome back. Today we will do lazy admin. Lazy admin is an nothing room. It actually is one of the most popular rooms in TryHackMe. So it says the machine is easy, but actually the name is tempting, lazy admin. So let's see who was that lazy admin, what that lazy admin forgot to do on the system, and how many lazy admins we have on the world actually. So first thing, make sure to turn on the machine, deploy the machine, and make sure the IP is popped up. Next, we will head to the machine, and now let me do the nmap scan. So let me jump to a new tab. So sudo nmap-sv for services-a for aggressive scan, and then we put the IP address of the machine, enter. Now we will wait for the scan to finish. Of course, we're not gonna be too much. I'm gonna jump right to the open port, to the HTTP port, sorry. So upon opening the page, we see a blank default page. That's the first thing that marks a lazy sysadmin. They forgot to configure their web server to display a proper realistic page. So that is a blank web page for a web server somewhere in the world that is online and waiting for someone to exploit it. So you may find this page on many, if you browse to many, if you use Shodan, the search engine, the dark search engine, or you can find many machines online whose default page is Apache web page. So this is not something that's considered unrealistic at all. It's actually realistic, and you may find some machines online belong to people on the internet and used in production at the same time who still carries the default Apache web page. Interesting. So now, yeah, the nmap scan finished fast. So we have two open ports. We have the 22 and we have 80. A typical CTF machine, right? You have the HTTP port and you have the SSH. All right. So since we don't have much to do, okay, we're gonna jump directly to the directory search. So we will search for possible hidden directories in the web server. Now, how to do that? We're gonna launch go directory buster. So go buster dir and -u for the URL. So we go to the page, grab the URL, and paste that. Paste. Okay. So then define the word list. So the definition of a word list is something that you know, comes to reference. So if you prefer preference, or if you prefer common, if you prefer medium, long, if you prefer directory, long list, medium list, short list, or common. So for this video, we're going to use the common word list. User share word lists common.txt. Oh, actually, I forgot something here. So dir word lists common. Let's see. So we take a look at the response codes here. As long as we want to see something with 301 or 200. So we have 301 and we have 200, indicating that we have an existing content on these directories. So let's try accessing the content. Okay, so welcome to SweetRice. Thank you for installing, missing the ing here, SweetRice as your website management system. This site is building now. Please come later. So that lazy sysadmin, guys, he forgot to hide the application he's using for building the website. So it's saying welcome to SweetRice. Now, an unlazy hacker would grab the name and search for a proper exploit for that platform. So we would go to search exploit, and we would search with put -w to display the URLs and the name SweetRice. So remote file inclusion. Actually, we're not aware of the version here. A very important piece of information is the version of the application. The version of the application controls your choice of the exploit. So here we have several versions, but we don't actually know the current version we are dealing with right now. So if we try to find that tips for basic CMS SweetRice installed, notice, okay, see not clear, multiple vulnerabilities are better if I upload. You have several ones, right? But I wanted to pick this one, backup disclosure. And don't tell me why. You know that I do the machine before I upload the video, and then I upload the video. So I have tried all of them, and the one that worked with me is this one, backup disclosure. So backup disclosure is an exploit specific to 1.5.1. Now, if we take a look at the URL, copy that or open it. So here is your exploit. Now let's take a look at the proof of concept. You can access all MySQL backups and download them for this directory. localhost/inc/MySQL_backup, and can access the website files backup from. Okay, so there is a backup vulnerability in this backup disclosure. So you can actually download the MySQL backups. So why MySQL backup is beneficial for us? MySQL backups contain the configuration of the MySQL server, which contain the username and password to log into the MySQL. So yes, we will grab our first set of credentials from that. Now let's head back to the machine and try this proof of concept ourselves. Nothing in here. Maybe we have to put the content back. Content. Okay, so indeed you have the backup, the MySQL backup. Now you are going to go ahead and download this one. Save that. Let me put that in the desktop, easier to access. cdbag ls. So we have a SQL file here, right? You may ask me how to open that. The proper handling of a SQL file is to open it with a SQL editor. But for the sake of this tutorial, not all of you will have SQL editor, so we're gonna use a regular text editor to open that. So let's see here. Where is that file? I'm gonna use one of my preferred text editors to open that. Open with mousepad. Okay. Let's see. These are the configs of the. Nope. Let me check. See if you have hard-coded credentials. Let's search for. Okay, username. Manager. One occurrence. Oh, okay. So here you have. Why I search for manager? Because a manager is a popular username used for managing SQL instances or SQL servers. So you have manager. He's an admin, and this is the password hash. So we have multiple ways to crack that hash. We can use CrackStation, online platform, or we can use hashcats. So let's first take a look at the hash and see what kind of hash is this. Copy that, and then hash identifier, put the hash here. So it is MD5. We have multiple choices here. Okay. Let's go to this site then. Let's see. This is not the site I wanted. Let me choose CrackStation. So if we grab our hash, where is that hash? Okay, so here, take that, use CrackStation. So the hash is MD5 and this is the password. Now you may not have access to CrackStation, or you may not be allowed to use CrackStation sometimes. So what do we do here? We use hash cat -m, and we want to look at the corresponding number. So hash cat hash types. So MD5, the number of MD4 is 0. Now let's do that. -m 0. And then first we have to put the hash in a file. So let's have this one. Echo into a file. Let's name it hash.txt. Cat hash. Okay, now hash cat -m0 hash.txt. And then use the word list, user share word list q.txt. Okay, I'm gonna leave this running. This is optional, of course. I'm gonna now proceed to, let's get back to the password itself. So password 123. Now you may be tempted to use that for accessing the SSH server, but it's not gonna work, right? So the only hope of using the credentials is against the web server. So you have to search for the login page for this SweetRice platform. Now hashcat finished. Let's type --show. And indeed the password is password 123. Okay, now we want to find now the login page of this web server or of this SweetRice, right? So if you go to the internet, SweetRice CMS login page. Let's take a look at the documentation here, see if we can locate the directory holding the login page. SweetRice is a simple website management system. It's not just free and open source, but provides popular functions such as SEO. It's enough for creating common blog or website. Of course, you can install, etc. All right. Docs. Any way to search? SweetRice docs example was released. Plugins, themes, PHP web hosting, support, press, links. Okay, let's do that. SweetRice CMS. How about this one? Okay, seems like we need to do a bit of digging here, and to save time, let's use our friend directory search. This time I'm going to run directory search against the content page like that. Let's see if we can locate something. So we have underscore themes, AS, and attachment. Okay, underscore themes, default. So these are supposed to be the theme files. We're not interested in these files unless we want to just upload reverse shell as, so as, this is the login form. Okay then. So now what do we do? Let's type manager, and then we have the password. So it worked. Now we are inside the platform. Lazy admins, website, system information. Website status close, URL rewrite, theme, default, language. These are the default configurations of that. Now, once you log into any content management system, your next step is to upload a reverse shell and get a remote shell on the system. So looking at the left pane, we see the current version is 1.5.1. If we head back to the search exploit results, we see the list of exploits. So 1.5.1, it has arbitrary file download, arbitrary file upload, backup disclosure, cross-site request forgery, PHP code execution. So I am interested in this. We can upload files. Let's take a look at the exploit itself. Open link. So here what it says. We have a Python script here. Okay, scroll down. Host, input, enter the target URL, username, password, file name. File input, enter file name, example, HTTP access, shell, index. Okay, so this Python script is an exploit file. Actually, we can just take that, download it, all right, and run that exploit against the server. So let's do that. We download this one first, or let's go to the search exploit and -m. Okay, never mind. -w, SweetRice, without the -w. So let's do this. -m. So let's copy this file. See its content. Download that to my desktop ls. So this is the exploit here. Let's give it meaningful name. Move to SweetRice.py. Take a look at the permissions. Where is that? Okay. Fine. Now how to run that? So basically we run that exploit and we provide it with the username, the password, the host, and the file we would like to upload. And login success by, so here we have to set up a listener as well. So let's go to, let's define our reverse shell. Let me first mount the directory that contains my tools, cd repo cd tools. So what do we have here? Let's see, what is that? PHP web shell, PHP reverse shell. Okay, here it is. Let's copy that to just copy to the desktop. Is okay. Now let's cd to desktop. So we have the reverse shell and we have our Python exploit here. Let's take a look at the shell and modify the parameters. So we will set the L port and the IP address. So the port will be 4545. Now the IP, let me make sure that this IP is the actual correct IP address. 124.149.8.10, the same. All right, didn't change, that's good. So SweetRice.py. Python. Enter the target URL. Okay. So our target URL is this one. I'm going to try first with the URL of the login page. Invalid syntax. Example localhost.com. So I think we have to just put that without the HTTP. Localhost.com. So the problem here is in the numbers. So I think we can add this to the host file. So sudo, or yeah, let's type sudo nano etc host. Yeah, I know. I'm using sudo for that file, and I don't have a problem with that. So then lazy.thm. So what do we do now? Let's try to access lazy.thm. Lazy.thm. All right. Now run the exploit again. lazy.thm /content/as. Still making mistakes in that. All right, lazy. Lazy isn't defined. I mean, what kind of exploit is that? Let's see. So it's adding the HTTP for us and the as. Now we have to only put the host, which is the actual domain name, but it's not working. Lazy.thm name error, lazy is not defined. Okay. I don't think we will need to use the exploit for now. Let's head back to the dashboard and see if we can upload something. So if you go to posts, attachments, go to ads, and from here you can add code, right? So if you name something like add serve 1 or add serve, yeah, 1, and here we paste the same code. Let's open the PHP reverse shell. Tools, PHP, and just we will copy that. Let's copy the PHP code here, all of that, into the ads code here. So now we will add the PHP reverse shell as an add, right, in the machine. So if we just click on done. All right, now the piece of add has been added. What we would like to do now, we would like to trigger the file we have just uploaded. To do that, we have to access the directory in which the file exists. So to do that, you remember that while doing the directory search, we have found that there is a directory called inc. If you access that, you will see a list of files here. PHP files. Among the PHP files, you have the ads. If you click on the ads, you will have your reverse shell here waiting for you. Now, let's trigger it. And indeed, we received our first foothold on the machine. Okay then, what's the next step? The next step is to now conduct the regular, usual privilege escalation. Let's take a look now who we are. ID, so data. Let's find the user flag, cd home, cd IT guy, cat user.txt, and this is the user flag. So we add the flag here, and boom, we had the first flag. Now, back to the machine. So, one of the simplest steps into escalating your privileges is to see what you can run as root. So we type sudo -l. So we have one application, or actually it's not an application, Perl. You can run Perl as a root user without providing the password. And the script that you can run is home it guy backup.pl. Let's take a look at that script. Cat home it guy. So Perl script system sh etc copy.sh. So it's executing another bash shell. Let's cat etc./copy/ no, not slash .sh. Netcat reverse shell we have here. So it is connecting to an IP address possibly belonging to the sysadmin. So it seems like the lazy sysadmin has configured a script called backup.pl to just open another script, or open another script that connects back to his own machine, so he can perform the backup from his own machine, right? He cannot just connect to the actual machine and perform the backup on it. He wants to do it from his own machine, and this is unbelievable laziness. So yeah, this is lazy admin. So what we can do now, we can just replace that line, all right, with the same one, but we will just replace the values. So instead of his IP and his port, we replace with ours. So let's copy that. Let's use that here for a while. So if config, let me grab my IP, and here we will change the IP and the port. This time 4546. Copy that one more time. Don't forget to remove this line, not to corrupt your script. Close that. Discard. Back to the shell. Now, okay, so what to do now? We have a backup script and we have copy.sh. Let's take a look at the permissions of the copy script. Grep copy. Okay, so the script is run by root, and you have write permission on that. So everyone can read and write, and you can only read. But we can also write on the script. It means we can modify on it. All right, so what to do now? Let's modify on the copy.sh. We will not modify on the backup. All right, we will use backup to just run copy as root. You cannot just go ahead and run copy.sh because it's owned by root. You can write on this one and use your existing privileges to run the backup copy, which in turn runs the copy.sh as a root. So what you will do now, you will just modify this line in the copy.sh. So echo Okay, and then we put into etc copy.sh cat etc copy.sh, and indeed we have changed the values. All right, view nc-lvp 4546. Now run this one. So let me check user bin purl. Okay, so type sudo and run it, and you received another shell id, no, here id, and now you are the root user. Let's grab the root flag. Root is a directory. Okay, so where is that root flag now? Root.txt. There is no root.txt here. Oh, okay, cd root. Sometimes I confuse between cd and cat ls cat root.txt. Yeah, being hasty enough to mess up the command. So here is your root flag. Copy that and paste it here, and you're done. Now, before I end up the challenge, I'm just curious enough why the script didn't work. I can't understand why. Let me try again with the exploit. So new tab. So we have the exploit here, right? You remember the exploit that will get you reverse shell. So let me try again with this one. Let me put only the IP address of the machine. Does this work? Nope, doesn't work. Okay, lazy.thm doesn't work. If you go to the, if you check on the exploit, you see here it's asking you to add only the host name without the HTTP and without any other directory. I'm trying to add the IP, I'm trying to add the hosting that I have it added, it's just not working. Input, enter the target URL. Example localhost.com. Yeah, no clue actually. It's giving me syntax error here. Name error not defined. Okay, what we can do now, we can actually modify on the script. So what we're gonna do now, we will just cancel the choice of entering the URL by the user, and we will define it in the script. So this way the script won't complain about the URL. So nano for sweet. Okay, let's see here. So here I'm gonna cancel this one and define it. So host is lazy.thm. Okay. Enter username. Now we will put only the username. Manager. Manager is not defined. Oh my god. I'm gonna cancel all of that. Just put them right away in the script. You don't have to just input them yourself. Manager. And the password was two codes, and let's grab the password. File name. Let's also define the file name ourselves. So the file name, actually, since we have the file name at the same directory here, we'll just take the name. Okay. Right. So now we will cancel the existing connection we have. No, no. This one. And again, open the listener on 4545. So here, run the script now. On this line. Anything? No. So it's not working. Anyway, you don't need to use that script actually. So this way we finished that challenge. I hope you like it. It was enjoyable, although a bit kinda easy, but yes, that was for today, and see you in the next video.